urgent appeal to prevent genocide and provide humanitarian passage to all Armenians in Artsakh. With this letter, we would like to bring your attention to the ongoing genocide of Armenians in Artsakh. Since December 12, 2022, the Lachin Corridor, the only road connecting Artsakh to Armenia and the outside world, has been blocked by Azerbaijan. As a result, the ongoing blockade has physically obstructed the sole road of life of Artsakh for 9 months already, leaving its entire population, 120,000 people, including 30,000 children, in a state of total isolation, facing massive violation of individual and collective human rights, as well as multifaceted existential and security threats. Along with an ongoing blockade of the Lachin Corridor, Azerbaijan has also deliberately disrupted the operation of the critical infrastructure of Artsakh, natural gas supply, electricity, internet, and mobile communication, with the aim to further aggravate the already dire humanitarian crisis and cause excessive human sufferings to the Artsakh people. As a result, 120,000 Armenians and 30,000 children among them were subject to genocide through starvation. People, especially children, pregnant women, and elderly, were facing severe health care problems due to malnutrition. Artsakh was lacking the most essential foodstuffs and vitally important products. It is against this backdrop that Azerbaijani authorities deliberately, with no intent to open the Lachin Corridor, made a proposal to replace the Berdzor road with an Akna road. On September 19, 2023, Azerbaijan launched a military attack on Artsakh. After a sequence of airstrikes, drone assaults, and extensive shelling of areas populated by civilians, including children, the terrified inhabitants of Artsakh are now kept hostage within the enclave, unable to escape from the control of the Azerbaijani military. These are reports of there are reports of atrocities, massacres, and rapes of women and children. With no fuel, no electricity and gas, certain villages have completely lost connection with the capital Stepanakert. The attacks against Artsakh are part of Azerbaijan's criminal intended policy and are aimed at the forced displacement and annihilation of Artsakh Armenians. Azerbaijani armed forces targeted the civilian population and civilian infrastructure. Also, the attacks started when the children were at schools and kindergarten, and the parents were at work and at home. There are thousands of missing people of Artsakh because of lack of communication. Finding them or finding out whether they are killed or not in particular is very difficult. Residential areas are cut from each other. People's fates are unknown. In addition to all this, the lack of food, communication, electricity, gas, and medicine increases the suffering of the people. The population of Artsakh are being exhausted, deprived of all property, houses, having no connection, electricity, gas, and faced to spend days and nights in streets and basements under fire. In the past months, the Lemkin Institute of Genocide Prevention has issued numerous red flags alerts for genocide, as well as an active genocide alert, and 2 SOS alerts, calling the international community to act to prevent, at this point, also to stop the ongoing genocide. On top of that, Genocide Watch has also issued a genocide alert. All this after 9 months of blockade cannot be described in any way than genocide of 120,000 ethnic Armenians. This is the intended policy of the Azerbaijan Authority. These are criminal acts of a single chain. The president of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, forces Armenians of Artsakh into integration. However, the vast evidence of Armenophobia in Azerbaijan, the history of Sumgait and Baku pogroms, the repeated brutal abuse, torture, murder, and of Armenian POWs and civilians make it impossible for Armenians in Artsakh to be under Azerbaijani rule. Thus, the only way to prevent the genocide of Armenians in Artsakh is through evacuating them to Armenia through an air corridor without any preconditions. We earnestly call on you to make immediate and decisive action to stop ongoing genocide. People of Artsakh are suffering at the very moment when international human law should protect them. The commitments of safeguard humanitarian action mean nothing for the Armenian population in need if they are not implemented. Therefore, we call upon you and the international humanitarian community to implement immediate intervention by providing security and humanitarian assistance to the Armenian and international citizens in Artsakh and a safe evacuation for all from Artsakh to Armenia. The world is watching, and our shared humanity calls upon us to act swiftly to prevent further loss of innocent lives. We trust that you will use influence and resources to bring an end to this tragic situation and prevent further atrocities. Thank you.
Stop the genocide!
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 Sanction Azerbaijan!
Sanction Azerbaijan!
Azerbaijan!
Sanction Azerbaijan!
Sanction Azerbaijan!
Sanction Azerbaijan!